Welcome back, hackers. So far you have learned a little bit of CSS, how to change colors, how to change fonts. You know the basics of HTML and HTML attributes. We're going to continue in this deep dive and learn today about semantic elements and talk a little bit about tables. So this is going to be a little bit longer of a lesson, but that's okay. Stick with it because there's a lot of great information in here. So let's just dive into it. So far we know that there are HTML, and with HTML you can create content on pages, and we know how to create headings, paragraphs, unordered lists, all those fun things. And we know how to change background colors. So on the screen you can see here that I have kind of a basis of a website, and I'm creating a website here using a table. Now, tables are not the way that you want to use website. Way back in the day, and by back in the day I mean 10 years ago or 15 years ago, we used to create websites using basically tables. So when I say table, what I mean is thinking of creating a table in a Microsoft Word document or in a Google document where you have all sorts of lines and places, and you know it's hard to move things around. That's the same concept for a table here. It's like a grid of content. And so back in the day, we would use tables, and the code structure would look like something like this. Now, we still use tables to display some information, but we use it very sparingly now. And we'll go over that later, and we'll actually create some tables, but we want to do that later in the course because we do not rely on tables. So you can see here, I have a table. I have this tag called table, and in here I have a T body, so that's a table body, and I have this TR table row, and then table division. And you can see that on this first one I have in the word top, and this is the top up here, and it has a in-style sheet of inline styling of background green. And then if I continue down, I have what looks like some content section and then a footer section, and that one is in red. So we used not to have things called divs. Divs are a newer HTML way to create sections on a page, and even more so now we have a thing called Somatic Elements, which we'll go into even further. I'll show you, but let me go ahead and explain this a little bit first. So on this page you can see that here, if I annotate this, I have some visual differences on the page. I have one background, and then below I have a different background. Now these back in the day would have been created using a table, but that's lots of code, and it was really hard to make changes because if you see here, see how I have this column span too? Watch what happens if I accidentally remove this line of code. It cuts it in half because tables want to look exactly the same across the board. So I have to tell the browser to span, they call it column span, this row all the way across, or this division all the way across. And it just gets really messy. So luckily they've programmed a new way to interact with the browser, which is using divisions. Now divisions since then in HTML5 have been transformed into these items called semantic elements. Semantic elements are actually anything that really tells the structure of the HTML. So you see some examples here. We have like a nav that tells us the navigation, or footer tells us the footer, and the header is the header, the main content, the section. We have tables, forms, articles. Non-semantic are these words called divs and spans, and they're basically blank containers. And we'll work with these, but more so today we're going to be probably focusing on the semantic elements. You will run into your career though the need of divs and spans, but we'll get to that. So let's take a look again at this example. Here we have all of this code to create this basic structure. Now what divs allow us to do, or semantic elements like sections allow us to do, is we can code this out in a different way. I'm going to use actually section, and I'm going to recreate this. I'm going to add a class of red, and I wouldn't want to do the class of red, but we'll do it anyway for now. We'll get back into that later on. So I have these different sections, and then in here I'm going to use some CSS. I'm going to say red, background red, green, background green. So rather than taking all of this code here, all of these lines of code, it took what, 15 lines of code plus some CSS here, all of this CSS. I was able to basically accomplish this same thing with using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines of code. So I cut the code in half. So sections and divs and somatic elements and non-semantic elements tags this way are so much better for creating HTML structure. And this is the proper way to do it now. And we're going to practice this. We're going to practice using sections. We're going to practice using the head tag, the footer tag, and the header tag and the foot tag. A head tag is completely different, but this is the way that we're going to want to go. So let's do a little bit of experimentation with this. Again, a section is a section on a page. So here we see visually that I have this, that's a section, and then I have this, that is a different section. Those are multiple sections, right? So let's practice. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a section, and then inside of that I'm going to put a paragraph, and we're going to play around with using classes and colors. So the first one is I'm going to create a section. Again, HTML, I'm going to use the less than sign. I'm going to type in section. That is saying what we're creating. I'm going to give it an attribute of a class. In the class, I'm going to have it say primary. Then I'm going to close this class. And I'm going to add a paragraph inside of this. Now I'm going to create a second section. Class equals secondary. There you go. So I have some basic HTML structure. Now what I'm going to do is on this first one, I'm going to change this to be reverse. I'm going to first create a section where I have some primary colors, a background color and a font color. Then I'm going to actually reverse it on the next section. So this should be lowercase. So let's do this. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to grab some HTML colors. I'm going to go here. And I am going to, let's say, grab this color here. And I'm going to say primary, background, and I'm putting in the color here. Then I'm going to say color, and I'm going to change this color to be, let's say, a really dark blue. Like that. Now if I want to reverse it, I'm going to reverse. I'm going to say, I'm going to grab these two. I'm just going to reverse these. I'm going to say color is now this one. Oh my gosh, why can't I click on that? It is not letting me select that. And then background. So now I have a section. You can see this section spans all the way across. I have one section, and in that section I have a paragraph with the word primary colors, and then I have another section visually that spans all the way across with the inverse of it. So this is going to be our challenge. Here is our challenge, is I want you to create a section with a background color of blue. Inside the div or the section, have a paragraph and have the text color be yellow. Then create another section with the background of yellow and the text color of blue. Third, we're going to continue on by creating a third section with a background of black and a text color of white. And then we'll create a fourth section with a background of white and a text color of black. And again, I want to see here that you're going to have a section, and then inside, nested inside of it, you're going to have a paragraph. You got this. Keep moving forward. Coding is simple, and I will see you in the next lecture.